Hi everybody, Driving with Dane here, coming to you with another quick review and informational video on this 2023 Ram 2500 Laramie. So first things first, you can tell, this is a 2500, as you can see up there, and this particular one has the Cummins 6.7 liter turbo diesel, which is super good. One of the definite mainstays in the heavy duty pickup market. Cummins has a fantastic reputation. They build a ton of diesel engines for everything from Ram. They of course do a lot of semis as well, and even like some industrial generators and that kind of thing. So overall, this particular truck is a crew cab short box, which is a pretty standard setup. You can see if we look in the wheel well here, we have coil springs as opposed to air suspension, which is available as an option on the 2500s and 3500 Rams. So part of the reason the 2500 Rams is one of my favorite is for the newer ones, they actually went to coil springs in the back instead of leaf springs. Leaf springs, of course, can sometimes hold a little bit more weight depending on how the truck's set up, but are very old school and don't ride quite as well. The 2500 Rams actually ride very well in their class. So we're gonna go ahead and start this truck up and then kind of get into what I want to cover here today, which is these new mirrors that are available, and kind of how to adjust them, because there's a bunch of buttons going on over there. So first things first, foot on the brake, push the button. Now for those of you that are not familiar with diesels, you'll get this preheat process. This is the grid heater, warming everything up so the truck can start easier. And then I'll actually, sometimes depending on how long the delay is, it'll have you start it twice, or have you push the button over here twice, but this time, of course, didn't need to. And then you can see we've got the diesel exhaust fluid gauge over here on the left, fuel gauge over here on the right. Basically, just diesel exhaust fluid helps burn off diesel particulates, and as you drive, depending on the type of driving you're doing, you'll need to fill it up periodically. And basically, just watch the gauge. Don't let it get super low, though; it will kick the truck into limp mode. So let's, like I said, move on to the meat and potatoes, which is the mirrors over here. So up here on the front of the door panel, there is a bunch of buttons. So first things first, you're going to want to select left for this mirror, the one on the left. This one up here in the top left, if I can get this to focus, this one up here in the top left turns the light facing forward on. This one turns the light facing back on. You can kind of see it there in that little pocket. Of course, it's pretty light out, so it's a little bit tricky to see, and I'm inside the truck, so the forward facing light won't be really visible at all. And then you have this button right here, which when you press, you can then use, it'll highlight, and then you can use these arrows and you can telescope. You'll notice both mirrors go out. And same thing, just push the right arrow, or the right arrow, and it will bring them back in. And this is a press and hold. And then you'll notice down here, we have this little button, or this one right here. So this actually lets you adjust these spotter mirrors down here in the bottom. If I can get it to focus. Lets you actually adjust the little mirror. Which is pretty cool. So basically you select this, select which side mirror you want to be on, and then you use the little arrows to adjust the glass. I'm not moving it a ton, so you can't see it a ton, but it did adjust there a little bit. If you want to adjust the main glass, you just push this button again, uncheck it, and now you're adjusting the main mirror. You can see the little triangle up there for blind spot monitoring. As far as I am aware, Ram is the only one truck manufacturer that offers a power spotter mirror, which is really cool. I'm a big fan of that. And I also like the addition of the little lights, and pretty simple, truthfully, once you get used to it, but just kind of something I like to dive into and explain a little bit more. Some other cool things with the Laramie, this particular one is actually a 6-seater, which is pretty cool. And Ram's always been really good at storage solutions. So they've got cubby holes everywhere. And of course you have your console here, that's pretty deep. 3 cup holders, which is pretty cool as well. This truck is 4-wheel drive, you can see, and they actually tuck your chargers in under there. And then this has the bigger 12-inch display with Uconnect 5, which I can cover a little bit more as well. Big fan of Uconnect 5 because I loved Uconnect 4, and Uconnect 5 is basically just a little bit of an upgrade. So built-in nav up top, pretty easy to use. Hit search, give it a second to load, type in whatever you're looking for, an address or a restaurant. We back up here, you can also see we always have this kind of fixed bar down here. So you can add a widget, basically shortcuts. So for example, like the rear backup camera is on there right now. Does have adjustable guidelines, makes hooking up to a trailer super easy. Comfort is controllable a couple of ways. So you can do temperature here, fan here, and temperature for the passenger side on that side. Your heated seats, ventilated seats, and heated steering wheel are all in here underneath the comfort tab. And then you can see fan speed as well. Nav just takes us back to nav. Phone for when you have a phone paired, makes it pretty easy. And then you can see 2 phones active. That basically makes it so you can have 2 phones connected to the truck. You know, if one person gets a phone call, it'll switch to that phone. But of course you can only play music from one at a time, but makes it so that if you and your passenger are both paired to the truck, that way it'll still connect to both of you. Vehicle, this is just kind of your normal settings. You can go to dashboard, see the off-road pages. This is kind of cool. Basically to let you see your steering angle. Accessory gauges is kind of cool, so you can see like coolant and battery voltage, all that kind of thing. This does have an exhaust brake, which you can see up here as well. Full on or off, or full on auto or off. Exhaust brakes basically use the compression of the engine and the turbo to create back pressure and help slow the truck down without physically using the brakes down there. I would say pretty cool, helps better control loads when you are towing something or hauling something heavy, and just overall kind of improves safety and reduces wear and tear on everything. But pretty cool. I would say just toggle this and then you'll see it up here. It does have a tow haul mode, and then you can see your front and rear park sensors. Apps is just kind of your mix of everything. If you had, you can see like Android Auto's on here because that's a favorite. If I go to all, you'll see more things in here. But this is just different applications you might download onto the truck, you know, for example, or, you know, this is where, or actually, if you connect Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, it'll take over the phone tab, but you can kind of see the shortcuts to get it here, or like SiriusXM. Pretty easy overall. So we do have a trailer brake controller as well. You adjust the gain here, so basically how responsive it is, and then you can manually apply here. You can see what percentage you're applying as you do it. We've got some other cool things too, like this little hide a cubby that you open with this button here, and glove box down here, of course. It's a pretty cool truck overall. Let me know if you guys like videos like this. Let me know what else you want to see. As always, like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Keep driving with Dane, and thanks for your time.